Van Horn, and then questions. We'll take an opening statement from Coach Van Horn first, then questions for the student athletes Parker Coil and Cam Kozeal, and then we'll let them go and take questions for Coach. Coach, ready when you are.
Okay. To me, I thought both teams did a great job with their bullpens. Their reliever came in and held us down there at the end. We didn't tack on any runs, but Parker and Landon came in and did a tremendous job today. No walks between the two of them the last 5-6 innings, whatever it was. We got a couple of big hits, or should I say Cam did, and that was the difference in the game. They left eight stranded. We had 6. But Aiden wasn't real sharp as far as the command. He walked 4. And then after that, we made them earn everything that they got. And it was I'm not going to call it a boring game, but it was just a solid game. We didn't make any mistakes. Just feel good getting a win.
All right, questions for the student athletes. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Cam, what was the difference for you today?
Just seeing the ball well. Those first games of the regionals, you don't want to go out there timid. You never want to go out there timid. So going out there and attacking, getting your best swing off. Coach Thompson and Coach Warnes did a great job getting a plan for us.
Cam, I know it was an off-speed pitch. Was it a changeup or a curveball, the home run that you hit?
That was a slider.
Slider, okay. What was your approach there? Because, I think both times you had the double in the home run or the single in the first. Kozeal walked in front of you to extend the inning with 2 outs, and then you come up to the plate. What's the approach in that situation? You see a guy kind of take a free pass before you.
Kozeal sees a lot of pitches, and that's kind of fun to hit behind. And he's a great hitter, too. And I think I can bounce ideas around with Davalon and Maxwell a lot, 2 really good left-handed hitters. But just seeing the ball in the pitcher's hand, make it feel like slow motion.
Yeah, Parker, how did it feel to get the longest outing of the season so far in, a postseason setting?
Yeah, it felt good. Obviously, it took some time with my back and whatever, but it just feels good to be able to compete again. I love this team. Got a great group of guys, and we all kind of rally around each other, so it's really fun to play for.
What was kind of working for you today?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I had everything working for me. Cutter felt good. Was kind of low-key in the fastball, and really just trying to bury the slider and just attack early.
I guess, Parker, do you kind of take it upon yourself, given kind of some of the success that they had against Aiden early, to kind of come in and settle the waters?
Yeah, for sure. Your job as one of the bullpen guys is kind of just go in there and attack and really just get after it. And, that was kind of the thought process or game plan going into it, was just kind of keeping it where it was and just keep going until I couldn't anymore.
Parker, you mentioned missing time with your back. Just what was that, couple months like? And because you were having a lot of success when you went down.
Yeah, it sucked, obviously, but testament to our trainers and our whole staff for really putting together a good plan for me to be able to get back in the time that I did, and just putting a lot of hard work in the training room, just getting back to healthy and to be able to play again.
Cam, they threw their pitcher of the year today. Just kind of what was the plan? You mentioned the plan that Coach Warnes and Coach Thompson put together. Kind of what was that plan, and how do you feel like y'all executed?
Yeah, don't go out there, don't be timid in attack. Hit the fastball hard. Didn't have great control over his off speed at some points. So as a hitter, it frees you up because you're kind of focused on one thing. So it was a fun day at the ballpark.
Yeah, Cam, you went single, double, home run. Were you getting up there in the box thinking you got to outdo yourself?
That's all external. Can't control that. Can't control it's a single, double, home run, or a triple. Just go out there with a competitive mindset and hit the ball hard.
Parker, I think they had you with 49 pitches. Knowing yourself, what would be your ability to bounce back this weekend, throw maybe on Sunday or something like that?
Yeah, man, just recover, take these next few days, pretty serious with recovery, getting right in the training room and, just be ready to go and by Sunday.
Parker, they had 7 lefties in their lineup. I'm wondering, did you kind of have a feeling you might be a guy that came out tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, a lot of left-handed hitters as a left-handed pitcher. It's something that you kind of really want. And if I was, kind of going after our scouting report yesterday, I was kind of thinking about it, and, I knew if I got my name called, it's time to go.
Cam, y'all had a week off. So what was the week like? And then when you come out and you see that flag trickling out, what does that do to a hitter?
It was a good time for the team. We came closer together, I would say, over this past week. Spent a lot of time with each other. Went fishing a lot. Had great practices. And it was a great week for preparation. I'm glad we came out today and got a win. And the flag, I mean, I don't check the wind prior, but it was good to see the flags blowing out like that. It's always fun day to be a hitter on those days.
Any more questions for student athletes?
I guess, Cam, given the way that kind of the regional went last year for you at Vanderbilt, I guess how long have you been waiting to get back here, and just kind of maybe what was the lead up to it?
Yeah, postseason baseball is always a lot of fun. You grow up watching baseball in October, like wanting to be in those shoes, or you watch College World Series wanting to be in those shoes. So you don't need to outdo yourself or do anything extra, but just be yourself and have fun and play baseball.
Parker, I think Coach Hobbs came out after they got the 2-out single in your last inning. Was that going to be your last batter? Do you know? I mean, what was that conversation like?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit. We had a big talk this week about doing your job and really just trying to get out of that inning so we didn't have to go to Gibbler and kind of save the bullpen and save some bullets a little bit.
All right, Phil, good job. See you tomorrow. Matt, lead us off.
Hey, Dave, your defense, you had the double play by Iredell that ended an inning. Helfrich threw out a runner twice to end an inning. What did you think about the way that you were in the field?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I thought our defense was outstanding, and Brent made another really nice play to his left. It might not have looked like anything too special, but it was a really tough hop. It was a little in-between hop. He smothered it and threw the batter out. I think that might have been to lead off an inning. That was a big play. Obviously, the double play, jumped high, made that play. Yeah, it was really good to see Ryder throw the ball the way he did. I mean, both of those, I'm thinking they were two-step, what we call a two-step delay. For sure the first one was. The second one, I don't know what happened. I was like, it was supposed to be. But it's hard to do it off a left-handed pitcher. Right? It's easier off the right-handed pitcher. But Ryder saw it immediately and made a perfect throw into the inning. The runner didn't even slide, so I don't know what happened there. But the defense was outstanding.
North Dakota State, they led off with a run in the first and the second, or their leadoff guy did. What did you think about the way your team responded, getting runs in the bottom of both of those innings?
Yeah, Aiden got off to a rough start, throwing the ball over the plate. It seemed like to me that the zone was pretty tight early, and it got better. Sometimes you see that, and there were some pitches that didn't go his way. I think it frustrated him, and if you were sitting behind, which I think most of you guys are, the ball was really running to his arm side, and it was almost running off the plate over there. And so I talked to Ryder about it. But yeah, I thought our offense did a great job of coming in and matching what they did, and not let them gain a whole lot of momentum.
You mentioned yesterday that lefties can have some success against Nolan Johnson. Is there anything specific about Kozeal's swing that maybe lent to his big day today?
A little bit. The fastball runs back into the lefties, and so if he's trying to throw it out over the plate, other side, it can run down the middle. And the fact that it takes away maybe his off speed a little bit as far as the changeup. And then the breaking ball, that's not his pitch, really doesn't land it enough, I think. That's kind of what Cam was, insinuating, that he could kind of, as a left-handed hitter, maybe just kind of look for something hard, even though he hit a slider out of the park or whatever it was. That was a good guess by you. It was off speed. Yeah, I think that's probably the main thing against him.
One more lefty question for you. A couple weeks ago, you didn't have these options in the bullpen. Cheese was still starting, Coil and Dietz were coming back. I mean, how big of a boost is that now? You had Gibbler warming up too tonight.
Yeah, it's big to have the lefties, big to have any of those pitchers with experience at this time of year, so you don't have to say what if, because that happens a little bit. We all deal with injuries. Everybody does, and you just have to figure it out. So if you can get a guy back like Coil, it can give you a couple innings at least once on the weekend. It helps you win a game, and in a tournament like this, puts you in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, what kind of went into the decision to put Ryder in cleanup, and then he goes out and does the push button, swipes it back?
Yeah, kind of. Obviously, I said it last week. He's just swinging the bat really well. I think he's very confident. And he's athletic and he can run. We felt like, we put him at, in the 4-hole that, maybe he can steal a base or, do something like he did with the bunt. But he has power as well. So just kind of gut feel, just trying to stir it up a little bit and excite him. I think he liked the fact that he was hitting cleanup.
And then with Logan getting taken out in the 8th, is that related to him at the wall, I think?
Like a what?
Sorry, like with him at the wall, I think he slid into the wall.
Just because his hamstring, he's always going to battle that. He can't run like Kendall can run. So, just basically, it is what it is, just for defense.
I think a couple times they battled early in the game. The hitters battled back from an 0-2 count to kind of extend an inning, extend that bat. Just maybe talk about the approach of, they got strike 1, strike 2, but couldn't really finish the batter off.
Yeah, that was our thing against Johnson. We wanted to get his pitch count up. We knew he threw 119 pitches one game last week, and then 2 days later, I think, threw 40 or so. And I didn't know how many he would go. I didn't even know if he would start until yesterday. But we felt like we needed to get his pitch count up, and we fought him. I know we had a couple of 0-2 count walks, and end up being, I know it really frustrates pitchers when you do that. And his pitch count after 3 innings, he was already like almost 70 pitches. So we knew that he would probably go no more than 5. We felt like it. But then, I don't know if I pronounce it right, Koenig, comes in and, he pitched great. Maybe he's pitching his backwards, throwing his fastball 95, then he'd throw you a 2-0 cutter when you're thinking you're going to get a fastball. He really mixed, and I don't know if he could have thrown any better. He threw 3 innings and we got 1 hit on him.
And you mentioned yesterday how, game 1 last year, getting a little overextended in the bullpen maybe had a carryover effect. Do you like kind of where you're at and your options moving forward for the rest of the weekend?
Yeah. Obviously in a perfect world, it would have been nice for Aiden to go 5. We would have let him go probably to 80 pitches. He did, I think he threw 60-something, but it wasn't an easy 60. It was a rough 60. And so it was like he threw 80, 85 to him. We just felt like, so when I took the ball from him, I said, that's enough pitches. And, as far as the bullpen, whatever we needed to do, and I thought those guys did a good job, and I think they might both be an option to bring back for sure on Landon.
Dave, the small ball today, y'all used it. I haven't seen a ton of it this year. Is that what y'all plan on using that today?
Well, we talked about it. We've been working on it a lot, especially the last few weeks, because we just feel like these games are going to be tight. You're going to have to lay down a bunt, sack bunt, advance runner, just kind of build a lead or try to catch up. And, I thought Thomas laid down a really good bunt today, and then obviously the push bunt, and showed it a couple other times. At the very least, it gets the corner guys up a little bit. Maybe you can hit it by them. So it's definitely a weapon, but it's something at this time of year because the games are so magnified, win and loss, that, you got to be able to do some of these things.
I know you mentioned yesterday that their splits were pretty even, but you obviously went Coil, Biles, and had Gibbler ready. Was that the plan, to roll some lefties after Aiden?
It was. And then, obviously when Coil came in, they weren't having as good of at-bats off the lefty. And so, their team batting average is, 260 against righties, 250 against lefties. So it's pretty close. But I felt like they got a lot better swings off the right-hander, and they were heading the count a lot. It's easier to hit when you're up 2-0 and 2-1 and 3-1. And against the lefties, they were behind in the count a little more.
Do you plan to play matchups tomorrow, depending on who it is, or do you know who your starter might be?
I know who it might be, yeah. Can we wait till after the game, and I'll give you a call? You got my number, right? You do. I know you do. Yeah, after the game. Let's see who wins. I may be asleep by then, but who knows? But no, just kidding.
Dave, just a week, how did it play out? And, it's not many games in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So that always worries me when you're not facing live pitching. But on the other hand, obviously I'd rather would have liked to have won the SEC tournament, played 3 games and won it, got out of there with a good feeling, and guys got a lot more at-bats. But coming back, resting, we got back Friday night, gave them Saturday off. We actually had a practice on Sunday. And we did a lot of talking about this week, and then I thought we had some, I would call them spirited hour-and-a-half practices, hour and 15 minutes, with all the players together, and we did them at midday, like at noon. And had battled some weather. We were inside a couple days. We got outside one day, and they just seemed real upbeat and excited to play in this tournament. So that's what we did, and sometimes rest is good. Sometimes the reps are good against other teams, but our schedule down the stretch was pretty tough, and it was very tough mentally. So I don't think that a couple of days more off was a bad thing this week.
Is it an encouraging sign for however long this postseason goes that the first punch you guys take in the first inning, you immediately responded with 2 runs there?
Yeah. I mean, that's what our team's done when we play good. It's like they don't get uptight about being down a run or 2 or 3. We know we're pretty good offense, and we just wait for a mistake and a big hit. And they did that today. And I would have loved to have had 11 or 12 runs, but 4-2 was a little stressful. When Cam got the big hit, that was a big relief for us. As far as thinking what we were going to do, we're going to get these guys loose, and it gave us an opportunity to, just keep the lefties in there instead of going to, a couple of our right-handers.
With Coil going, 3 and whatever it was today, is he a guy that could start for you, or do you like having him as a long relief option in the bullpen?
Yeah, he could do whatever. If he started, you'd probably be looking at 3 innings, 3 to 4, maybe 4 if it was rest, a week's rest. If we got to Monday and we needed a starter and he hadn't pitched, he could start, probably give you 3 or 4. But Landon only threw 30 pitches. Coil threw about 50. And that's what Coach went out and talked to him about. I don't think he told him this is your last hitter. He was more like, hey, I know you're getting tired. See if he can get you another out right here, get us in the dugout. If he hadn't got that out there, we might have made a move. We're not sure.
Coach, appreciate you.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.